like in quantum physics, once there is something which, by virtue of us having an idea, and then that calcifies into some concept, then immediately with that, it doesn't allow the energy to flow there. It's a placebo. The title of Joe Dispenza's important book, which was "You Are Placebo." Not that there is placebo effect. You are the placebo. It's such a bloody brilliant title. You are the quicksilver. You are where this can take place. Form. Any form. Coagulated, crystallized, morphed into, or remain molten. And there's no way that can be changed unless by yourself, because that's what universal egoity and pure subjectivity really represents here. The amount of contraction one experiences in the true verticality of this analysis and this discourse. There are no external factors, none. They simply don't exist. No one is subjected. No one's consciousness can ever be subjected by a set of circumstances. This is a very important realization. So in other words, any attempt to justify this or that, justify, let's say, plainly speaking, one's suffering, is nothing other than consciousness simply would not have it otherwise. So tough titty. You see? Is it fair or unfair? Is this the fair world or unfair world? We want God to be compassionate, magnanimous, looking after us. And this is what it means to grow up out of that childish, adolescent, pathetic understanding. We want God to take care of us because we are good children who have been wronged. So, and the whole thing goes round and round and round and round and round and round. It is simply because we don't or failed to understand here that God is nothing other than object of our mental perception. So, this meant to restore that integrity in terms of who is in charge, in terms of the true state of affairs. And the unfoldment proceeds from there. Any unfoldment proceeds, this understanding, if contemplated on repeatedly, not periodically from time to time, repeatedly, is what in terms of how neuroscientists speak about this today, what restores the neuroplasticity to the brain. So anything that we have considered to be fixed immovable, conditioned, is being returned to the field of pure potentialities. And in that field of pure potentiality, anything that we live here and experience is an expression of how that potentiality plays itself out. Not that we can turn around our destiny and change our completely ways of how we're meant to experience this world. This needs to be also very clearly understood, because this is where that aspect of what karma here plays, that action, still will play itself. It is simply allowing the rishi to come into the driving seat. Consciousness regains it. It is the seer who is unimpeded now and no longer lost in its own sport. Even if that happened for the sake of its own, whatever that was consciousness undergoing, in the same very way, in that quicksilver-like way, it regains its essence, because the whole point of self-realization is in that. That's why it is always spoken with that realization, recognition, because it's regaining the status of one's essence. It's not added into us, not that we become someone else. It is only in terms of even self-remembrance. They are all these terms can be all spoken interchangeably. Realization, recognition, remembrance. And what is remembrance? Remembrance is opposite of forgetfulness. Just as there's self-forgetfulness, the opposite of that is self-remembrance.